What's up, Nurse Nook fam, and welcome back to my channel. If y'all are new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, click the like button if y'all want to see more videos. I post videos weekly for the most part. I'm getting better. But don't forget to turn y'all's post notifications on so you can stay up to date on when I post a new video. So as you guys can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about my experience as a postpartum nurse. Now, if you haven't seen my last video, I'm going to link it down below. Pause this video and go watch that one because I don't want to spoil the surprise. So stop watching the video, go watch my previous video all about my new nursing journey and what I'm doing and why I quit my job. All the tea is in that video. So moving forward, I quit postpartum nursing, as most of y'all know, and for the past almost month, I have been working as a NICU nurse, and this has been my goal for a while. I purposely wanted to start off in the ER, but I always knew that NICU is where I wanted to end up and where I would end up. And so that's what I'm doing now. Prior to doing NICU, I was a postpartum or mother-baby nurse for about 5 months, a little over 5 months, maybe just 5 months actually. And so in my last video, I talked a little bit about my experience and that postpartum nursing just wasn't really my thing, and I got a ton of questions on it. And people wanted to know why I didn't really like postpartum nursing a whole bunch. So I figured I would do a dedicated video to share my experience and my opinion on postpartum nursing. So before I go any further, I just want to say this is all my own opinion. I know there's a lot of postpartum nurses that watch my videos. I worked with postpartum nurses before. I still know people that are postpartum nurses, so this is all my opinion and has nothing to do with the profession as a whole, the field. So I think postpartum nursing is a cool job. I will say that. It's cool being able to experience moms right after giving birth and also like babies during their transition period. It was a great experience. It really helped prepare me for being in the NICU because I got to work with a lot of healthy babies and even babies that needed to be transitioned to the NICU, and so it gave me a really good base of knowledge to move forward to working solely in the NICU. Now, some reasons I didn't like it and it just wasn't for me. For one, the charting was very overwhelming and I really just didn't enjoy having like multiple patients in one room. And what I mean by that is having the mom and the baby, because there were times where the mom was crashing or the baby was crashing, and you know, you have to focus on one and then you forget like, oh my God, there's a whole nother patient in here that I also have to take care of. And I just didn't like not being able to focus on just one patient per room. Of course, as a nurse, no one is gonna have just like one patient unless you're in ICU with a super critical patient. And so it's not just juggling multiple patients, because that's something that I've done throughout my nursing career. It was just the fact of there's just something different about having two patients of yours in one room. I don't know how to explain it, but it just threw me off because I feel like you can't just focus on one patient. Like sometimes you'll be trying to assess the baby and the mom is asking for pain meds, or you're trying to check the mom's bleeding and the baby needs a blood sugar. They're having low blood sugar, they're crying, they're jittery. And so I feel like you were being pulled in like multiple directions, just trying to like work with the mom or the baby. I feel like I couldn't focus on one or the other. On top of that, I only came to postpartum. You see my dog like just strutting in the back, like this is his video. I came to postpartum nursing only with the intention of moving to NICU. And I just was here to gain experience. And so sometimes when you go in with the intention of, I know I'm not going to be here forever, that kind of affects your attitude and a little bit of like just how you move on the unit. Like I knew I didn't want to be here forever, and so I just wasn't like putting my 150% all into it. Like I still did like learning outside. I still like did a little bit of studying to just make sure that I was a safe nurse. I knew enough about the field, but I just didn't go in there and just be like, oh my gosh, yes, like I get to take care of postpartum patients today. It was more so for me just I wanted to be in the NICU so bad already. And so I just felt like every day I went to work, I'm like, oh, this is just still not the NICU. And so that's probably why personally I didn't like it as much as some people did. And also I came from ER nursing. I feel like that was the biggest change for me. Being a postpartum nurse was my first time ever being an inpatient nurse, and it was a huge eye-opener for me. One of the biggest things was the charting. Like, the charting was like ridiculous compared to ER nursing, where we chart like barely the bare minimum, like a live, a note, vitals, and like some things here or there. But in postpartum nursing, you know, inpatient in general, like you have to do care plans, you have to do education, you have to do Q2-hour assessments of pain and keep up with feeds. And that was another thing that was overwhelming for me, because sometimes we could have up to, like, depending on how many moms we had, we could have sometimes like 4 or 6 babies. And keeping up with all these babies' feeds, all these babies wet and dirty diapers, and the babies are like all over the place, and sometimes like the parents are sleeping, they forget to feed the baby, they forget to change the baby, and then you have so many babies to watch over, and then plus you might have like a couple moms to give pain meds to when they need help getting to the bathroom. I felt like it was 2 areas of nursing that didn't go together. Like, sometimes, like a mom post C-section, I'd have like a surgical patient. C-section is a major surgery, so I would have to take care of the mom, and then I would also have to be like a nursery nurse and take care of the baby. So it was like I didn't like that it was like 2 separate, I felt like it was 2 separate fields of nursing all in like one room. I did like certain things about it. Like, I loved being able to teach the parents, like help them with the first diaper change, help them like with skin to skin. Like, there were a lot of cute moments. And what I did love about it is postpartum is generally like a very happy floor. Like, the parents are so excited to be with their babies. Like, this is like one of the happiest days of their lives. And so everyone is usually really nice and really happy for the most part. And so that was nice, being able to just like be in that kind of environment. But again, overall, just really wasn't my thing. Coming from the ER, again, here this man goes again. Okay, you can just be in the video, I guess. So probably one of the biggest influencers on my experience in postpartum was the fact that I came from ER, and it was just so different for me. And I'm not used to all the charting, all the little details, calling doctors, a lot of paperwork. It was just very different for me, and I just was not in love with it. And that is okay. There are gonna be certain areas of nursing that you're not gonna like, and that's okay. It's okay if you start on a floor and it's like, oh my God, this floor sucks, I hate nursing, I don't wanna do this anymore. Before you give up, switch to either a different field or a different floor, because every area of nursing you go to is totally different. And so give different things a chance. If you don't like something, move on to something else. And that's exactly what I did. And that's okay. There are some postpartum nurses out there that live for the field and think it's amazing, and kudos to you. Like, I think that way about NICU, and there's nurses out there that look at NICU and they're like, oh my God, I could never, how do you do that? And that's what life is. That is why everyone is different. There is not one perfect, amazing nursing field that is a one-size-fits-all. If that was the case, there would be no nurses to go around, because everybody would be in NICU or everyone would be in ER, and there would be no one to take care of the other patients every other place. And so, in short, find what works for you. Find your niche, what, you know, gets your gears rolling. Whatever it is for you. I just wanted to come on here and make this video because I got a lot of messages of people that were like discouraged because they wanted to be postpartum nurses, and I said I didn't like it, and so they felt like it was not a good field. And that's not the case. It's just my personality and my opinion. And so don't let anyone's opinion discourage you. Take everything that I say, anyone else says, with a grain of salt. If you want to do something, go ahead and do it. I'm just here to share my experience, share my knowledge, share my opinion with you guys, and just share my story and my little nursing journey. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in next week's video.